Well, the first delegate who grabbed a lady politico and began to prance up the aisle was full of it! And so, for all I know, was the lady politico. Well, they were joined quickly by others, and in 10 minutes, Al was forgotten. The convention was in recess, and a ball was in progress. Well, not many of the delegates, of course, were equal to actual waltzing, but in next to no time, a ground rule was evolved which admitted any kind of cavorting that would fit into the music. Dun 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 dun. So the shindig gradually gathered force and momentum. Well, by the end of the first half hour, the only persons on the floor who were not dancing were a few anti-social hardshell Baptists from Mississippi. And for a while, the chairman, old Joe Robinson, made formal attempts to restore order. But after that, he let it run. And run it did until the last hoofer was exhausted. And then a young man named Franklin D. Roosevelt got up to second Al's nomination. Well, the bosses of the convention made plans the next morning to bring the proceedings to a close on Saturday. The delegates simply refused to agree. Their veins still bulged and glowed with Jim Walt's bourbon. The supply of it seemed to be unlimited. Day by day, hour by hour, the ladies' committee produced more. Thus Thursday passed in happy abandon. And then Friday, and on Saturday, somebody proposed boldly that the convention adjourn over the weekend. And the motion was carried by a vote of 998 to 26. Well, that afternoon, the delegates, each packing a liberal supply of bourbon, entered into taxicabs and set out to see what was over the horizon. Well, San Francisco was perfect, but they sweated for new worlds, new adventures. Well, on the Monday following, some of them were roped by the police in places more than 100 miles away. I myself awoke on Sunday morning on the beach at Half Moon Bay. Now, that was caused not by Jim Rolfe's bourbon, but by the poet George Sterling's grappo. A kind of brandy distilled from California grape skins with the addition of strychnine. Well, after the delegates went home, the Methodists got wind of the bourbon and started a noisy public inquiry into its provenance. But Jim Rolfe, who was a very dignified man, let them roar on without deigning to notice them. As a result, he was reelected and remained in office until 1931. And in that year, he was promoted by the appreciative people of all California to the highest place within their gift. And there he remained until his lamented death in 1934. Thank you. Thank you. That was it.
Nice. That's amazing. How long did it take you to get, to memorize a monologue like that?
Well, I've been working on all these for about 2 years, and there's a bunch more.
Yeah, that's incredible. Well done.
Thank you.
Good.
The second one is, thanks, is written by a local writer who's still alive named Gary Camilla. He writes for the, he's the managing director of the San Francisco Magazine. I'm sorry?
San Francisco Magazine.
Yep. And also writes a bi-weekly column in the Chronicle about little-known stories of San Francisco. And I found out about him. We wrote this great book, came out about 2 or 3 years ago, called The Cool Gray City of Love, with his kind of hip take on San Francisco history, and beautifully written. So I've taken some small parts of his show, his book. He's gave me permission. And so this part, when you come see the show, sound design, lighting, it's going to be this whole thing. And so this piece is called 49er on Hippie Hill. And so you're going to hear like drumming actually from Hippie Hill. And so this is where it kind of comes up with the lights up. Let's just do a little jam. liner getting to San Francisco was an epic venture in itself. Or there was the sea route, starting off in New York or Boston, rounding Cape Horn, an 18,000-mile trip. It usually took 5 claustrophobic months. And there was the sea and land route via Panama, which was much shorter, but required a hellish trip through disease-ridden jungle. Oh, and there was the overland route, jumping off from St. Joseph, Missouri. Well, this meant dealing with vast deserts, unknown mountains. But each of these routes were long, expensive, and arduous. Many 49ers died en route, their bodies tossed into the ocean or buried by the trail. So, when these thousands of young men first sailed through the magnificent entrance of the bay and set eyes on San Francisco, they never forgot it. First thing the 49ers saw as they sailed around Clark's Point at the base of Telegraph Hill was a forest of ship's masts. Hundreds of ships were crowded next to each other off the cove, forming a perfect town upon the water. Well, most of these ships had been abandoned by their gold-crazed crews the instant they dropped anchor. But once ashore, the Argonauts found themselves in a place unlike any other on Earth. A combination of campground, casino, construction zone, battlefield, strip club, depot, garbage dump, stock exchange, and amusement park. What a sheer spectacle was astonishing. Men in strange costumes, speaking a babble of tongues, heard about everywhere, like ants in an anthill. Most were heavily armed. Thousands of tents were pitched anywhere and everywhere. At night, this vast, colorful canvas city turned into a fairyland as lanterns illuminated the tents from within and hundreds of fires lit up the surrounding hills. Well, San Francisco may have looked like a magic kingdom at night, but was still a barren, sandy, windswept place. The westerly wind blew sand and dust and everything.
Very good. Nice.
And for my last...
Great voice characterization.
Oh, thank you. Really appreciate it. The next one, this is one that Mark Twain wrote from his book Roughing It, and about his days of living in San Francisco, kind of the highlights or whatever.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, he was here from 1866 until 68. I don't like it or not, but anyway, you have
They have these greasy tables.
San Francisco, fascinating city to live in. It's handsome, at a fair distance. Well, close at hand, one notes that the architecture is mostly old-fashioned. Many streets are made up of decayed wooden houses, or even the kindly climate is sometimes pleasanter when read about and personally experienced. Nobody ever wears summer clothing, and you do not use overcoats, and you do not use fans. And it's as wonderful a climate as could well be contrived. Oh, the wind blows here a good deal in the summer months. There's only snowed twice in San Francisco in 19 years, and well, then it only remained on the ground long enough to astonish the children. And along in the summer, when you suffered about 4 months of lustrous, pitiless sunshine, you were ready to go down on your knees and plead for rain, hail, snow, thunder, and lightning, anything to break the monotony, take an earthquake. And chances are that you'll get that too. Well, for a few months, I enjoyed what to me was an entirely new phase of existence. Butterfly idleness. Nothing to do, nobody to be responsible to, and untroubled with financial uneasiness. I fell in love with the most cordial and sociable city in the Union. Oh, San Francisco was paradise to me. I lived at the best hotel. I attended private parties in sumptuous evening dress. Polka was a step peculiar to myself and the kangaroo. I kept the due state of a man worth $100,000 and likely to reach absolute affluence when that silver mine sales to be ultimately achieved in Nevada. Then all of a sudden, out went the bottom and everything went to ruin. My hoarded stocks were not worth the paper they were printed on. I had not now as much as $50. Well, I removed from the hotel to a very private boarding house. I took a reporter's berth and went to work. Well, a month afterwards, I enjoyed my first earthquake. Yeah, it was one which was long called a great earthquake. 65, and it was doubtless so distinguished till this day. It was just after noon. I was coming down 3rd Street, all the solitude and the Sabbath stillness. As I turned a corner, there was a great rattling jar, and well, it occurred to me that here was an item, no doubt a fight in a house. But before I could turn to seek the door, there came a really terrific shock. The ground seemed to roll under me in waves, interrupted by violent toggling up and down. I fell up against a frame house, hurt my elbow, and I knew what it was now. And at that moment, a third and still severer shock came, and as I reeled about on the pavement, trying to keep my footing, I saw a sight. The entire front of a 4-story brick building on 3rd fell sprawling across the street. Every door, every house, as far as the eye could reach, was vomiting a stream of human beings. Gentlemen and ladies who were sick or taking a siesta thronged into the streets in all sorts of queer apparel, and some without any at all. A prominent editor flew down the stairs in the principal hotel, nothing on but one brief undergarment, met a chambermaid and exclaimed, "What shall I do? Where shall I go?" She responded, "Well, if you have no choice, you might try a clothing store." A minister was closing the services. He glanced up and said, "Keep your seats. There's no better place to die than this." And then added after the 3rd shock, "But outside is good enough." He then skipped out the back door. Well, the earthquake episodes formed a staple of San Francisco gossip would fill a book. So I will diverge from the subject. Well, after a 3 months absence in the Sandwich Islands, I found myself in San Francisco again without employment. I tortured my brain for a saving scheme of some kind. And at last a public lecture occurred to me. I sat down and wrote one. I showed it to several friends, but they all said nobody would come to hear me and that I would make a humiliating failure of it. Well, I was disconsolate now. But at last an editor told me, go ahead, take the largest house in town, charge $1 a ticket. The audacity of the proposition was charming. It seemed fraught with practical worldly wisdom, however. But the proprietor of several theaters endorsed the advice and said I might have McGuire's Academy of Music on Pine Street at half price, $50. Well, I took it on credit. I did $150 worth of advertising and was the most frightened creature on the Pacific coast. I could not sleep. I who could under such circumstances? My lecture, which had seemed humorous to me at first, grew more and more dreary till not a vestige of fun seemed left. Well, I was so panic-stricken, I went to the wife of a popular citizen and said, "This thing is going to be a failure. The jokes in it are so dim, nobody will ever see them. I would be glad if she and her husband would sit in the left-hand stage box. The whole audience could see them." And I said, my joke failed, I'd smile towards her and get back to her when I smiled. Well, at night I went to the down the street. I forgot. Met a man. He had been drinking, was beaming with smiles, good nature. He said, "My name is Tom Sawyer. You don't know me, haven't got a cent. But if you knew how much I wanted to laugh, you'd give me a ticket." "Well, is your laugh hung on a hair trigger, or can you get it off easy?" I asked. Well, I gave him a ticket and appointed him to sit in the center. Be responsible for that division of the house. Well, I ate nothing on the last day. Only suffered. Oh, I crept down to the theater at 4 in the afternoon to see if any sales had been made. The box office was locked up. No sales. Oh, I might have noticed. I thought of suicide, pretended illness, flight. I thought of all these things in earnest, for I was very miserable and scared. But, of course, I had to drive them away and prepare to meet my fate. I could not wait for 7:30. I wanted to face the horror and end it. The feeling of many a man doomed to hang, no doubt. Well, I entered the theater by the back door. The house was gloomy, silent, and depressing. I went into the dark, among the scenery. For an hour and a half, gave myself up to the horrors. Peter Piper picked a peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. And I heard a murmur. Rose higher and higher, and ended in a crash, mingled with cheers. It made my hair raise. It was so close to me, so loud. There was a pause, and then another. And before I well knew what I was about, I was standing in the middle of the stage, staring at a sea of faces, bewildered by the fierce glare of the lights and quaking in every limb with a terror that seemed to take my life away. The house was full, aisles and all.
Hey man, you got the timer right now?
There's a tumult in my heart and brain and legs continued for a full minute before I could gain any command over myself. But then I recognized the friendliness in the faces before me, and little by little my fright melted away, and I began to talk. Oh, within 3 or 4 minutes I was comfortable, even happy. Presently I delivered a bit of serious matter, and the audience listened with an absorbed hush that gratified me more than any applause. Then the lady sitting up into the balcony, I turned and I gave her a smile, and which signaled her to applaud, and the whole audience applauded all at once. It was the hit of the evening. Well, all the papers were kind in the morning. My appetite returned. An abundance of money. All's well that ends well. Well, I launched out as a lecturer now with great boldness. I took an old friend along to play agent for me, and for 2 or 3 weeks we roamed through Nevada and California, had a very cheerful time of it. when I returned to San Francisco, I projected a pleasure journey to Japan and thence westward around the world. But the desire to see home again changed my mind. I bade goodbye to San Francisco, the friendliest and hardiest community on the continent. Thank you. I see
Amazing. So much energy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's hear it again for Jeffrey Pond.
Thank you, guys.
Fine. Well done.
Jeffrey Pond is the feature performer tonight. That's why he had a half an hour slot. And our next performer is. Our next performer is Steve. Let's hear it for Steve.
All right.
Outstanding.
Well, thank you so much.
Come on up here, Steve.
You haven't even got my stuff out.
Steve's gonna play the ukulele.
All right.
Good job, Jeffrey.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, that's not exciting. Okay, now I'm talking about stuff. Oh, this is part of the, this is with you during the arm injury, and it survived it. That's a smell.
Thank you, Brian.
You're trying to save the guitar? Yeah, fuck the arm, save the guitar, right? Talking like Tim's there. Damn you. Cool. crowded in here, I don't know. We're
Yeah,
pretty
really.
tight, you know?
It's like a waiting list.
We're kidding.
Encore,
We're
encore.
kidding.
Encore. That was terrific.
Oh, he's making an adjustment. We thought you were packing up.
again for Steve.
Hey, Steve. Very original. Salient surf song. That's great. I love it.
Our next performer is scheduled to be Kevin North.
If you wanna go first.
But if you wanna go first, that's fine. You wanna go next?
Yeah,
Okay, he does. What's your name again? What is it? Anthony. Let's hear it for Anthony.
Yeah.
Woo!
Alright, so I wrote this little poem yesterday. Sorry, I'm running straight running straight confidence right now. So you're gonna shut up. Garbage can. Alright, so you're gonna shut up, garbage can. The grateful bread. Eat my head. And digest what's left. It's you and it's me. It's a little crazy. And do you suggest what we do? Screw you, Market Avenue, the Cartoon Network. And there's Serviceman. And then there's me again. Let's do it with Israel on the map of Japan. Okay. What a brilliant idea. Stop thinking about chainsaws. I wish I was you. I wish I worked. And I wish I had a job. The voices of the living may just be the voices of the dead. They may just be only the voices inside of my head. Wow. What a disgusting realization. You're a disgusting dickhead. Shut the fuck up. You're only bleeding inside of your aneurystic head. Jeez, want to read that again?
It's up to you.
Go for it, man.
I'm sorry, I'm practicing. Okay. Okay, so shut the fuck up. And there's a garbage can. And then there's the grateful bread. And eat me in my head. And digest what's left. It's you, it's me, it's a little bit likely I'm crazy. What do you suggest we do? Screw you, Market Avenue. The Cartoon Network. And then there's Servicemen inside do it on the map of Israel, on the map of Japan. And what a brilliant idea. Stop thinking about chainsaws. I wish I worked. I wish I had a fucking job. The voices of the living may just be the voices of the past dead. They may just be only inside of my head. Well, you're such a dickhead. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up and go away again.
Let's hear it again for Anthony M. And our next performer is Kevin North.
Yay! Go Kevin! You can do this! You can do this! I know you can! Break another arm, why don't you?
All right.
Let's sit down.
Bionic Man.
Singing songs of freedom, riding on a train, hitching to West London in the rain. Our world kept turning, we kept on learning. The bands were great, I'm glad I came. I still remember down on Commercial Street, the warm welcome from the people you meet. In a bid for glory was our life story, yes it was. Some people have gone, but some remain. In a bid for glory was our life story, yes it was. Some places have gone, but some remain. No ragtag warriors, it's King's Road proud. Policemen raided us 'cause we played too loud. Is there a bunch of fucking wankers? In a bid for glory was our life story, yes it was. Some people have gone, but some remain. In a bid for glory was our life story, yes it was. Some places have gone, and some remain. to cry as it's the start of another day. It's cold and tired on the sunny side, and the boat comes into the bay. Tell the landlord that I've gone to live in Texas. Down in Newton, Texas, oh, getting restless. I wanna go home. Signs on the interstate, all south in the dead heat, and the dust and grime is left behind in my wake. To the floor, giving it more, so I get a looted in Texas. Down in Newton, Texas, oh, I'm getting restless. I wanna go home. Can't move 'cause my head's on full beam. I can't stop 'cause I'll just scream. I close my eyes to bad dreams. Tell the bank man now I'm gone. I can't wait for one more day, and I can't wait to get away. I gotta go. If they should stop and ask you, just tell them we're in Newton, Texas. Don't tread on me. Down in Newton, Texas, oh, getting restless, and I'm gonna go home.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So,
That was
nice
cool.
to be back.
That's a haunting feel to it.
I just wonder if I could finger pick.
No, can't.
It takes a minute to warm up, you know, with this bits of metal.
Fucking broken arm. I'm amazed that you're playing that well with Mr. like fractured compound.
I'm gonna try this though, fuck
I had I known we were here, I'd have brought you some kratom.
it.
Shit looks great.
I just wish I could straighten it out. That's all I want in life. is
Yeah,
to
you're so
fucking
demanding.
straighten it out.
It's not breaking your bones, you might be okay.
Talk of different places. We always nagging. What the hell's going on?
Hang in there.
Similar situations. Do we still belong?
Nice.
You tell me that you're frightened, and I admit that so am I. share a little smile. Helps us to forget this. If only for a while, Lucy, Lucy, yeah. The world we're in is changing, Lucy, Lucy, yeah. I'll listen to your complaining. That song was, I wrote that Christmas Day about my sister because I called her up for Christmas and she was so upset because you got Brexit over here and we got Trump over here.
Yeah.
We're really fucked.
Yeah.
You know?
Royal.
Let's do something cheerful, funny. Hey! Head back down, face on the ground, instinctively controlling me, surrounding me. Knows everywhere I go, it's right here in my hand. I'm a zombie man from Zombieland. This is what it's like to live the dream. Everything right here on this little screen. Living the dream, oh yeah. Because I am a zombie. And I come from Zombieland. I am a zombie. Will you take this zombie's hand? Alright. Gotta get out, gotta see what it's about, gotta break free. Don't ignore me. Okay, ignore me. Live each day in a friendly way, superficially. You and me, move inwardly. This is what it's like to live the dream. Oh yeah, everything right here on this little screen. Oh yeah, we're living the dream. Oh yeah, 'cause I am a zombie. And I come from Zombieland. I am a zombie. Will you take this zombie's hand? Oh, oh, oh! Take me back to Zombieland. Will you hold this zombie's hand? Oh yeah. Nice to meet you.
All right, Kevin North.
Yeah.
Let's hear it again for Kevin North.
Kevin
Yay,
North.
Kevin!
Yeah.
And let her acknowledge him as
Fucking
the
crazy,
survivor.
man, playing with a busted arm.
Kevin, the survivor, playing with a busted arm.
Really?
Surviving a terrible bicycle accident. We're all so happy that he survived and that he's back.
He's a maniac.
He's a maniac and that's what we need.
But he's back.
But he's back. All right, now. Why do I always forget to look at the thing? All right, so, Tom. Okay. Our next performer is Tom. Let's hear it for Tom.
All right, Tom.
Is there a sign up or is it?
Yes.
possible to sign up?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
What's your name?
Noah.
No. You signed it.
Thank you.
You signed it.
What is this, dude? Whoa. That's very cool. Oh, cool. Where's yours? This is actually my beater one.
Testing, testing.
Is all that stuff in that one little box? Awesome.
Well, 50.
Clear how much distortion and break in the code and which I like. It's clear.
Plug into this thing. You got a patch cable or just acoustic?
We have one input in there. You want your voice or your guitar?
Oh,
I'll do-
that's
I'll do
plenty
the
loud
voice.
enough.
I'll do the voice.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Alright, so I'm gonna do some covers. It's gonna be nice and familiar.
No one knows what it's like to be a bad man, to be a sad man, behind the line. No one knows what it's like to be David, to be David, to tell you only lies. And your dream is empty.
another one? Do you know? What do you guys like, Grateful Dead or Johnny Cash?
Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead, like, yeah, we're gonna hate, we're gonna hate. I heard Grateful Dead first.
Maybe I can get six, man.
A what?
Can six?
Oh, I wish. Too many synthesizers for an acoustic guitar.
We had some Daft Punk.
So, just to make it clear, you know, we're in the neighborhood and we're near, the hate, so I just wanted to let you guys know, I'm undercover, shutting this place down, Grateful Dead style.
Alright.
We're not supposed to play Grateful Dead.
Is that illegal here? Is that done? No, I'm sorry. Birds don't come around here anymore.
I have really had the flu. That's all it is. I am on my vanity.
Birds don't come around here anymore.
I have really had the flu. That's all it is. I am on my vanity. Birds, don't you come around here anymore. Anymore.
A little bit of 2 blocks away, 1967, Grateful Dead, San Francisco Love. Is someone up next? Am I taking up time?
Oh, yeah, thanks. Thank you very
Thank you very much, everyone.
Let's do it again for Tom. And our next performer is Johnny.
Johnny.
Here for Johnny.
Danny.
Danny. That's what I
Hey,
meant.
my name's
Danny.
It's like, who's Johnny? I'm like, I haven't seen Johnny in a long time.
Danny. Sorry.
I was talking about
Frank,
Johnny. You remember
yeah.
Johnny?
Frank, can't we just type it?
Who's Code? Code alert.
Code alert.
Yeah, they really that's bad. Thanks for jinx it, man. What code? It's the lucky code. It's the lucky code. Okay, alright.
Alright.
So, maybe some of you in the house might know this great lady, Ina Coolbrith, 1841 to 1929.
Huh.
She actually became the first poet laureate in any state of the Union, let alone that of California. Came over here at the age of 10 in a covered wagon.
Wow.
Lived through the '06 earthquake, fire, died in her 80s here in the city in a small little cottage.
Oh, cool.
Very well renowned lady. So this is some of her poetry, and again, Ina Coolbrith put to music.
All right.
And I think the only one who's done it so far. She's pretty renowned. She has a huge body of poetry and stuff. To San Francisco, city of mist and of dreams. God, I got out of tune here. It's like I just tuned up in the bathroom and it's like, oh my God. Sorry, I looked that way.
All right.
It's like the heat. I swear to God, I tuned up in the bathroom and then all of a sudden everything went crazy. Sorry about that, but.
Don't worry about it.
We're all friends here.
Yeah.
City of mists and of dreams. City of mist and of dreams. swathed in the sunset gleam. Floating in ultimate glory, city of mist and of dreams, city of mist and of dreams, dreams. Do-do-do, do-do-do.
All right.
Good.
Thank you. So, I guess I'll stick to originals tonight. This is, you'll write, you'll, I'll do that next time. Take my hand, hold on tight, be my partner, 'cause we're going through domestic life, domestic life. In the morning, I smell the food, and the coffee too, that you have brewed. When I'm sleeping down, you were there to pick me up. You were always around. You kept me on the ground. You kept it real. You made me feel so warm, so very warm. You helped me keep my cool. You taught me to be softer. I taught you to be stronger. We had our differences. We worked them out. And in the end, we had it all. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, months into years, years into decades. We grew, we grew, we grew, and we grew older together. Take those arms of yours, wrap them around me, hold me tight. I'm in your life. Being with you feels so right. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll do another originals. It's around originals. When I was an itty bitty boy, I had me an itty bitty toy. That little toy brought me so much joy. Now that I'm the big man, I always got the big plan. But that little plan didn't always work out. Now that I play the game of life, life plays a game on me. All I'd like to do is win a little bit. I was dealt my cards in life, must have played them all right. 'Cause here I get to sit and play again. Life used to be so simple, the simple life I So, I guess I'll go out with a partial cover here. Part of this was Bob Dylan, and the other part was Old Crow Medicine Show. So, no, strike that. Forget that one. I'm gonna go with Old Number 7 by Devil Makes Three, little band out of Santa Cruz. I guess I grew up on Old Road, pound to the metal, always till I sold. I found out that my brand new clothes came a second hand from the rich kid next door. I grew up fast, I grew up mean. There's 1,000 things inside my head I wish I ain't seen. And now I just wander through a real bad dream, feeling like coming a plump at the seams. Thank you, Jack Daniels, all number 7. Tennessee whiskey's got me drinking it, and the angels start to look good to me. They're gonna have to be pulled until the fire in that ball. Thank you, Jack Daniels, all number 7. Tennessee whiskey's got me drinking it, and I know I can't stay here too long, 'cause I can't go a week without doing wrong, without doing wrong, without doing wrong, without doing wrong, without doing wrong. So I'm sitting as the bars start to grow in roots, feeling like an old worn out pair of shoes. Oh, tell me what it is that I should do when I'm swimming in the liquor only halfway through, watching this wings spread as wide as can be. Come down here and lay next to me. All I want to do now is fall asleep. Come down here and lay next to me. Oh, thank you, Jack Daniels, all number 7. Tennessee whiskey's got me drinking it half, and up here the bottle never runs dry. You never wake up with those tears in your eyes. Oh, thank you, Jack Daniels, all number 7. Tennessee whiskey's got me drinking it half, and the angels start to look good to me. They're gonna have to be pulled to the fiery depths, to the fiery depths, to the fiery depths, to the fiery depths, to the fiery depths.
All right.
Man. Good job.
The light was actually in sync with the song.
Uh-oh. Is he actually stopping in the store? or-
That's, that guy's behind my car, that's what I'm wondering.
Oh.
Oh, uh-oh.
It's just an ambulance, it's not a police car, so.
Is it
Yeah.
ambulance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably just looking for my dead soul.
I could be.
Danny, good job. Sorry.
Thank you. No, it's fine.
I don't remember.
Where's your etiquette here? Where's your MC
I have no
special etiquette, right?
Where's my cue card?
Oh, right here, right here. Gotta hear my wallet.
I'll never forget your name again.
Just call me Johnny for sure.
No. Got it in my mind.
It's all good, man. Don't worry about it.
I have it in my mind.
In 100 years, it won't matter.
Yeah.
All right, now who's next? No. All right, let's hear it for Noah.
Come on, Noah.
And I'll resist all the temptations for all the usual. Let's hear it for Noah.
Woo-hoo!
say nice strap, by the way. Just thought everyone would notice that.
Huh?
Hate Ashbury material.
Really?
They stole my wife. They stole my wife. They stole my wife. They stole my wife. Oh, they stole my son. They stole my son. And they sold him as a slave. They stole my son, now they take it away. They take it away. They take it all away. Yeah. They take it away. They come into my home when I am away. They come into my house in the middle of the night. Oh, I'm nothing. I'm nothing at all. I own nothing. I am little and small now. They take it away. They take it all away. Children, listen now to what I say. Yeah. Oh, they take it away. Ooh, they take it away. They take it all away. Yeah. Ba-doo, 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 They stole my wife. They stole my son. And they sold him as a slave. They take it away. Oh, they take it away. They take it all away. Children, voices, meeting for friends and family, for the past, the present, and the future. This is the time when our prophet Savior Jesus Christ was born. From the cradle of humble peasants, 'twas a gift for all humanity. Wise men brought their presents, and the angels sang of glory. Yeah, these days we celebrate, yeah, our life that was given for us to be a better people, with giving and singing hallelujah. This is the time when our prophet Savior Jesus Christ was born. The wolf of la 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 da 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 la 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 This is the time when our prophet Savior Jesus Christ was born.
Way. Cool. I like that.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Pink-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, dill bells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on the wing. These are a few of my favorite
da ba do ba ba da da ba do da ba da ba da ba do ba ba do boo ba do the ande ba da da ba da do ba ba da da ba da do do ba do ba da do ba da da ba ba bo ba da do do ba Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Boots and white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When that bee stings, when that dog bites, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Baba do de baba do de baba de baba. Oh, bam de baba.
Do it again for Noah.
Thanks so much.
Cool stuff,
And our last scheduled performer of the evening is Daryl Jones. Let's hear it for Daryl Jones.
Well, it's been a while, quite a while, about a year and a half. And unfortunately, I forgot material, so I'm almost here. But I did go to a writing class today and have a little bit to play with. This is my ukulele, and I learned how to play ukulele from a 12-month-old little girl who played madly when I put it in front of her with a stand-up bass, a guitar player, and everybody else. She was just wildly joining in and played as she felt like. But the song that I rewrote, I don't have with me. And that piece, so maybe I won't be strumming along. This piece is called, this is a little vignette. It's called Sacred. A child in a forest-like setting. Tall shoppers all around. 2-year-old's time of empowering. She seeks what will nourish. She who could teach us of life's sacraments in Whole Foods, sacred honey ground. Her people, small tots, are not around. Mother only, and this her time of ownership. Big choices to be made. Skills are growing rapidly in her little church refractory, the mom-child bubble traveling through time. I notice you there, my curly-haired friend, ducking behind mom. Not shy, but private, with a serious, important agenda. Empowering. Preparations for her flight to independence and interdependence. Yes, I stop and take her to pen, like so many past winds, delighting my writer's attention, preserving for posterity moments now less likely to be lost in time. Like soft snowflakes, memories, children dropping down for just a moment. Thoughts of the canvases passing passing at a glimpse, as I too encompass myself in sacred time. Freedom, the mind strengthening for flight, in imagination, creating the end before beginning it. Proactively, like a hummingbird, for the nectars of life's flower garden. Yes, not the DNA of finding home the mammoth butterfly's generational travels make. And that's as far as I got. It was a 15-minute ride. So, yeah, like you said, I'm not exactly prepared here. But I'm about to start doing comedy, stand-up, and I've been living above the ocean in this tidal wave that we've been having, and or tsunami of rain, and it's been really a lot of fun. And I pray to the tree that it's right at the edge of the cliff, not to fly back on me or go rolling down the hill. And so here's a little bit about that. Winter in San Francisco, the sweet earth smells like incense. Zen gong, the giant footsteps approaching, vibrating through my pillowed ear. Merrily the timpani raindrops on the bagged magazines parked closer in my granny cart. A pine forested climb to my tent on the ocean view cliff, awash. The rivers sink quickly through the sand. Such a lovely place to strengthen legs and refresh my soul. I've met some neighbors, duetting today with my curious bird friend, a blue jay. I wonder if I passed the mustard. What does he think? Much tidying after the deluge, food chest, spongy clothing dried, flying angel top person, duvet assembling. A new abode, satisfaction, yes. In town yesterday when connecting, a magenta colorful elf character takes a moment under my turquoise umbrella. Later, I think I've seen the next day, I think I see the same person in a dinosaur-covered outfit. A small group audience in my stand-up comedies, Spalding Gray style. I duck to avoid the policeman who's been stalking me at the VA. Yes, and then a child choosing her mother over my songs. A small child amongst the giant tree people closing in. All this comes with the wind and rain. And my songs of blessing. Did I give you my New Year's present song? No need to worry or be afraid, 'cause there will always be a way to have a good time, to have a good time, almost all the time. Have fun.
Yeah. Let's do it again for Gerald Jones.
Yeah.
And let's hear it for all of our performers.
Thank you, Frank.
Thus ends another exciting episode of the Sacred Grounds Twilight Zone.
I'll second, thank you, Frank.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Frank.
Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Keeping it going, keeping the candle lit.
Keeping it going despite various hiccups and memory lapses.
It's all good.
But yeah, honestly, I'm trying to decide whether I should keep going doing this. So anyone has any deep philosophical opinions, which
Keep
could,
it going, man.
and which could make a, make a difference to me, just let me know. I'm like on the razor's edge. I really am trying to decide. There's like free spaghetti,
You need to do what you feel right for yourself.
community.
Don't let it be, it can't be me or Jeff or Jonathan or Noah, it's gotta be because you want to.
And there was
And
the
it-
people that wanted to kill me a few weeks ago.
That's irrelevant, there's people when I killed Nats too, come on.
I like that. All right. No, it's really about,
Should we go down?
is there a place where I can, like I'm living in my car, so I'm trying to find a place to live. And the way to do that is probably to go to some other community, because this one's not working.
We love you, Frank, and if you need to move on,
Yeah.
no, don't, Frank needs to take care of Frank, because you're not good to anybody if you can't take
This
care
is
of
very
yourself.
familiar sounding. I've heard this from most of my ex-wives.
You need to move on.
No,
Oh.
it's always preceded by.
I would love you to stay, but,
It
I
starts
appreciate.
with "I love you," and then it goes, "But if you need to make a vow of silence, I will support you 100%. And especially if you need to leave and make a vow of silence, in either order, I'll support you. I swear.
Just send money, okay?
The reason why is, yeah, just occasionally send me money, but no, it's good. No, here I am deflecting your ambivalent, semi-supportive statement, and believe me, where I'm at right now, that's about as good as I can get, so, but no.
I noticed you asked this when like when the house is cleared out.
You know
What's up
what,
with that, you know?
It's up to me though, right? I
Yeah.
have to actually finally, for once, make up my own mind about something.
Oh, no, we can't
Usually
have that. Please.
You can be a study buddy. I'm studying the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh yeah, you told me about that a while back. Yeah, you did. All right, well, let me know if there's any habits that I could develop.
My motto is be in the present. Be in the present. Be in the present.
Be in the present.
Be in the present.
Yes.
You know, the problem with the present is that I live in my car in the present. So, and that's not all that fun.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, if any of you are homeless, then you'll understand.
You're not the only one that I know who lives out of their car. I
Yeah.
know several people, I have several friends that live out of their vehicle. And they have gym memberships, and you are not alone. There's a huge population living out of their cars, living out of tents, living out of fucking cardboard boxes.
See, the problem is the part of me that's political thinks, I shouldn't be looking for an individual solution to this, because this is systemic, it's a symptom, it's tip of the iceberg.
Right.
This is about some underlying stuff. I mean, there's a Trumpocalypse going on.
Right.
I might find a personal solution, and then I'll look up one day and there'll be an atomic bomb cloud rolling into the horizon, because the madman in the White House with his finger on the atomic bomb is a narcissist who gets insanely angry over nothing.
Right.
So, we're in a social crisis, and so who am I to worry about me? What I really am worried about, honestly, is how can I intercede with that most effectively? And the honest fact is, I can't if I'm living in my car. I can't do it as effectively if I'm living in my car, because there's too many distractions. So I need to,
Join me on my tent.
What's that?
Join me out in the wilds and the woolly of the tent.
How you living?
You forgot the song. No need to worry or be afraid, 'cause there will always be a way to have a good time.
But you feel motivated to take serious action, is what it sounds like, and you can't do that from living out of your vehicle, is what you were saying.
Right.
Yeah, and I also didn't mean to hijack this event and make it about my being homeless. You know, it's my problem.
No, but this is
my
important
issue.
because you may move on
Yeah,
and the sacred
that's
grounds
right.
may be without an MC
Yeah,
or a host.
you've been debating this kind of important since you're running it, so.
It affects all of us who,
Yeah.
who patronize.
Yeah.
Right. A little bit.
I mean, it's a.
Well, they had a little
Okay.
vacation here, so you
Yeah.
can't expect, you know, we got interrupted, so people may not even know what's going on anymore.
Yeah.
You
So-
can
Yeah.
join me, I'm gonna be Trump's spiritual advisor.
Are you?
I heard he needs one.
Yeah. He
And I'm gonna
definitely-
tell him he's gotta give all the money back.
Oh, okay.
And especially give me the, golf course in Scotland.
Right.
I'm sure that's all this situation needs.
Cause happy people don't go around throwing rocks.
No, but I
throwing
actually
stones.
am being involved in, I actually am involved in a lot of politics. I'm in contact with my council people, I help get somebody on the school board. I'm totally involved in local politics in my community.
Hmm.
And I'm actually very active in social media as it surrounds my local government and community.
Mhm.
I go to a lot of council meetings, I actually write our council members, I actually go to a lot of town
Wow.
meetings. I do a lot of activity in my community. I know the chief of police by first name, I know my mayor, I have direct communication lines with my council members. I'm totally engaged politically in my community. And the
Well,
same, I would say, should be true of anybody else, that, if you don't, you can't beat the system, you have to absorb it and be a part of it. If you don't like the Democratic system or the Republican, then be a Democrat or Republican and absorb the party and make it your own. Because democracy is only as good as the participants that are involved in it. And what's happened is we've been taken down by a bunch of morons, by a bunch of white trash morons, dragged us all down into this rat hole that we all have to go down, whether we like it or not. There'll be damage, lots of damage. But that doesn't mean you give up or you assume the fetal position and kill yourself. You fight hard and you get pissed off and you do everything in your power to make it right.
Definitely.
Whatever that means.
No, that's
Yeah.
incredible that you're doing that. Not a lot of people do that.
I put in $1,500 of my own money in different campaigns all around the country last year.
Oh, wow.
$1,500.
That's
Bernie Sanders got about a third of that chunk.
good.
But
It's rather
it takes a lot of effort and action and diligence. Not easy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we're still broadcasting. I don't know.
Maybe somebody will
It's,
check in.
it's not, okay. So I apologize for this being at an open mic, but,
Oh, it is an open mic, so
yeah, it's an open
you
mic.
should be able to use it. You're the host.
Yeah, I'm, one of my associates is Gail McLaughlin, who was the, two-time progressive mayor of Richmond, and she's telling me that there's an effort to start a new political party it'll be in Chicago in April. And, the implication is that it would be a revolutionary party, which would be an alternative to the Democratic Party. A lot of people think the Democratic Party is the route to social change. I don't happen to agree with that. I've never agreed with that. And I think the reason why Trump won is because the Democratic Party is such a failure at being at representing the working class. There isn't any one reason, but I mean, there's a lot of reasons, starting with Obama's mom being in the CIA. But I know I'm making a few little leaps here that might be a little bit hard to swallow, but it's true.
Wow.
And anyone ever wonder why Chicago activists became, black activists became president of the United States suddenly out of the blue? I wondered for a long time, until I looked at it real deeply. Obama's CIA. But anyway, the point is, I'm completely against the Democratic and Republican parties, and I'm completely against capitalism. And right now we're about to enter the most serious crisis in the history of humanity because there's a madman with his finger on a
Right.
nuclear bomb. But that's because there's a mad class which runs the economy of the world. The richest 20 Americans own half the wealth of this country. That is insane.
Mhm.
The richest 80 people in the world have half the wealth of the world. That's insane. The sociopathy of that is reflected now in the personal sociopathic psychology of the madman who's president. But we are in incredible danger, no matter who's president, because we're the victims of a sociopathic economic system. If we don't get rid of capitalism in the next short period of time, it's going to get rid of us, and it's going to get rid of life on Earth. So in the context of that, my silly homelessness means almost nothing. The only reason I think it might mean something is because I have this weird idea, which is that I'm one of the few people that could actually make a difference in terms of the leadership of a genuine left. Because I've never met anybody who understands the social forces of economic and social evolution the way I do. So, and I'm willing to like throw myself into the breach. I've decided to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to go with Gail in April to that founding
Oh.
meeting of the
Chicago.
New Revolutionary Party. We'll see what happens.
So you live in Richmond? Possibly?
I don't know. I don't want to impose my personal situation on her. So I'm trying to avoid like moving to Richmond, but you know.
Richmond's incredible. It had some very outstanding progressive stuff from
Right.
the houses that were foreclosed on, to rejecting the recall of the housing. That was
Yeah, I know.
that was incredible. And that didn't get hardly any media coverage actually.
Mhm.
Mainstream pretty much ignored it.
Well, she got enough coverage to be the guest of the, president of Ecuador and so on, and go there and help school them on how to fight Chevron. But yeah, in this country, there's hardly any coverage of her and of the Progressive Alliance in Richmond. It's just one of the. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, we can't expect to fight for socialism with the support of any faction of the media. That's not going to happen. The media is a tool of the ruling class. And we all know that, so we're not really surprised that she doesn't get appropriate coverage. But I'm convinced that the revolutionary leadership of the greatest and most important confrontation in human history has to be female. I think that the men have showed what we can do. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So we've showed what we can do, and we reach heights occasionally, Abraham Lincoln's and Che Guevara's and so on, Malcolm X's, but a lot of times we don't. A lot of times we make silly ass wars and religions and stuff, and we're just generally kind of built to throw sticks at mammoths. That's what we're built for, bioevolutionarily. We're built to do that. And we're not that good at making peaceful civilizations. Not that good at it. Let's think about the 20th century. 100 million people killed in unnecessary wars between imperialist countries. That's greater than the population of the Earth in most previous times of history. That's 100 million people killed. Between three major tyrants, Mao, Stalin, and Hitler, there was an astonishing almost another 100 million. There was 80 million people killed just by those three regimes. In addition to the war, men, I don't know. We're not so good at running things. We think we are, but we're not. We're great at football. good at being gladiators, you know,
Right.
but we're not so good at
It's
running.
all a physical thing, yeah, not a mental.
I like the whole idea of peace and love and
Sure.
sharing wealth. All these seem to be kind of female traits, you know, I mean, it's cool. You know, if we get a revolutionary firebrand who's gonna help with that process, who happens to be male. Well, let's let the women run things for a while, let's see what they can do. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Could we try
Oh,
that?
yeah.
That would be
I'm all for
cool.
it. I'm all for it.
That
Mother
was.
Gaia.
Huh?
Mother Gaia.
Yeah, why not? I mean, what do we have to lose?
Right.
We've already proven. I mean, I think class supersedes gender, you know, it's more important. There are obviously a lot of women that I don't want to be in power. The issue is class. Yes, class. But let's let a progressive working class, genius, female government try, you know, let's let that happen. Let's let that manifest and let's move that forwards and make that the cool thing. Do you know any men that wouldn't want to kind of just let go and just let the woman
A
take
few.
over for a while?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, with Trump.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
All right.
It's not much of a conceptual breakthrough, but
No, it isn't.
All right.
but it's.
What are you gonna do?
You know,
It's beautiful.
You're in a-
You
Some
know,
of the details in it though are complex fractal shapes which require lots of thought. Like for instance, to implement what I'm talking about, we have to overthrow capitalism. Yeah, it's a minor part of the program, but we gotta do that. We've gotta take the most powerful people who have ever lived and bring them down, even though they have armies, navies, aircraft
That's all.
carriers,
NSA,
atomic bombs.
surveillance
That's
state,
all.
Surveillance states, yes. You gotta
control
bring
of
'em
every
down.
piece of communication you can think of.
Yes, except they don't have, there's a couple things they don't have. Great music, great theater.
Well,
Great
the arts,
love.
they're not,
Great art.
Trump's not into
Love.
art.
They don't have
Great
love.
loving ideas. Those are actually powerful things that they don't have. In 1966, Bob Dylan had more power than an aircraft carrier with a microphone and a guitar. He had more power than an
But
aircraft
Clear
carrier.
Channel took care of that nicely.
Well, thinking about it in a larger sort of evolutionary scale, it's really amazing that in 1966, one person could have that much power with a little stick of wood and a microphone. And I believe in that kind of power.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I'm gonna be working on.
You're not the only one. I mean, did you know Meryl Streep at the Golden Globe Awards just ripped up Trump?
Yeah.
You know, it's reasonably brave to do that.
No kidding.
Certainly didn't mean to imply that in any way I am substituting myself for a movement. There is no such thing as a leader without a movement. And I'm, you know, bold enough, I am, however, bold enough to imply that I think that I can play a leadership role. Because there are a couple of factors here that need to be acknowledged, which are new. One of which is there is a history of the bard being a leader, a revolutionary leader. Who is a bard? Basically, it's the artist. You know, we kind of split off into political and artistic. But in the very old days, it was the artist who was both of those things. And so now we need to reunify that idea. Because you know, it's not like Trotsky would have to sing or anything like that. But the reality is that
Havel.
yeah, there's a
playwright.
there's a level of leadership genius which is needed, which is all about communication. And actually, we have had one great example in American history of a bard. Abraham Lincoln was not only the greatest political leader of this country's history, but he was also one of the great poets
Right.
of this country's history. If you don't believe me, read the second inaugural.
Yep.
Read it after you read the Gettysburg Address. Those are the two greatest political speeches in history. And the second inaugural kills the Gettysburg Address. The second inaugural is like written by Melville. I mean, it was so good and powerful and meaningful, and it reframed the war as a war against slavery and not just a war for reunification of the nation. So it combined the two things, which are artistic genius and political genius. And that's what we need now. And I think the revolutionary movement in this country needs to be led by women. And I think Gail McLaughlin's a good candidate for a strong leader.
Yeah.
How does she feel about it?
Well, she's
She doesn't know yet.
she's 100%.
Oh.
I mean, we were talking yesterday about this very thing, and it's important.
Well, she going to Chicago for the
She's going
convention?
to
You're gonna
Chicago
go
for
also?
the
Yeah.
founding. I mean, the first thing that Lincoln had to do was start a new political party, because there wasn't any party in 1856 that was going to take care of abolition and fight a revolutionary war against the Southern slaveocracy. So they started the Republican Party with collaboration from Karl Marx and others, and it was the most revolutionary party in the history of the world. And the Civil War was the most important revolution in the history of the world. And it was fought and won by the twin towers of, the triple threat of the working class in the North, and then the two leaders, the military and the political one. The political one being Lincoln and the military one being Ulysses Grant, the most underappreciated American president in American history. But we need we need a fourth factor here, which is the artistic one. The next revolution has to be a surrealist revolution, not just a socialist revolution. And the reason for that is because reality is set up to make it look like that the powerful are supposed to rule. And if we can't undermine that sense of reality with a super reality, then we're doomed. When I say doomed, I mean doomed. Like we're in the greatest danger we've ever been in the history of this planet. We have a madman with nuclear bombs about to be running the world, because that's what American ruling class people do. They run the world.
They ruin the world.
They ruin the world. So we're in a crisis, not just a crisis. There's been a million crises. We're in the crisis.
Right.
The crisis, which is the riddle of all history, the outcome of which will determine whether the human race and the planet survives. That's where we're at right now. If anyone thinks they have personal problems in this context,
So.
just fold them into that bigger issue, and they will go away. So that's my opinion.
All right.
Those are my opinions. I'm gonna work with Gail. We're gonna go to Chicago. We're gonna see the So in the context of that, I don't know if I'll be able to keep doing this.
Write down my email address and, send out little tabs, little updates to your new email distribution list, which will be me. Put me on that list. Whenever
Okay.
it's a list of one, just keep
Yeah.
tabs, because
I might.
I don't want to see you fade out completely. So
No,
take my email address
the
where
way
you
to
go.
keep in touch is on my Facebook.
I avoid Facebook because I read their terms and agreements. Will have nothing to do with Facebook
Okay.
so far, because I'm not able to create an alias.
Yeah.
Facebook is dangerous. Well, it's a tool. I'm not ready to use it.
All right. Well, I understand that. I'm in sympathy with that. I don't look too deep at some of those things because I don't want to.
I did. I read every page, all dozen pages of the terms and agreements, and it's mind-blowing. Before you go, write down my email address.
Okay, yeah.
Notice you got your email.
Write it down and I'll,
Well, you got your computer right here, you just type it in before you shut it off, right? No, there's an open mic that you might wanna go, and you're invited to it. It's on Tuesdays. It's called, the Cava Lounge on Disney. Independent is? Yeah, it's called Cava? Cava, K-A-V-A, the Cava Lounge. It's 901 Visitor,
okay, cool.
7 to 10. If you like the environment, kind of style, welcoming. Tuesday, 7 to 10.